and it should just record us from here on out. So just love to chat and kind of get an idea of what you've gone through and where you're at, and share stories and see what happens.
Awesome. Thank you. I love the idea. And if it, even if this goes to one person and inspire them somehow, some way, yeah, good. Or it's just our chat, and it helps you, And every time that I feel like we talk about this raising kind of society, like ourselves, and that affects others, I see that is already part of the work that we need to come here and do on Earth. Just be part of the community, and help each other. But it's very interesting journey. When I saw you in the video, I was like, oh yeah, I totally resonate with what you're going through, and it made me really happy to see more and more people going through these realizations that we just have to be here in this world and do the best that we can and being happy. Yeah. Because that being happy also comes with sometimes having time to appreciate. Mm-hmm. And society right now is so busy. It keeps us so busy that you can't have time to process life really, to what actually matters, and we lose a little bit of the sight of what and I don't feel and what is important. And I don't feel that, for example, we come from generations and generation of wisdom. We're kind of trying to figure out ourselves what are the next steps that we can take so we can look after each other. No,
for sure. I'm going to move to a spot that's a little more comfortable. No, I definitely get you where you're talking about slowing down a little bit, because that's what was happening. I was going to work and coming home and going to bed and going to work and coming home, going to bed, and just didn't feel like I had anything happening. And then it just got to that point where I needed to figure out what was happening in my life. A lot of things changing, and starting to get anxiety. I didn't want to go to work. I was throwing up. And then all of a sudden, it just, everything changed. I took a trip to Maui and went and sat on the beach for 10 days and thought about life and contemplated what I wanted, and came back and realized that there was a lot of things that was happening that I needed to let go of. So it just, just had to make a big change in life. And now it's kind of led me to meeting a whole bunch of people and realizing that I'm not alone. There's a lot of people going through something in life and wanting something different. So that's kind of led me to here. So yeah, maybe you help share me kind of what's gone on for you and brought you to this understanding of where things are changing.
I think this is a journey, right? Mm-hmm. It is a journey. Like you mentioned, like 1 week in and you were going through the waves, but it will continue. Sometimes it's not going to get so intense, and other things are going to stabilize for a while. But then everything is data, it's new information that comes to you, so you can put it all together and see what you make of that. But because I also went through this, I live in Australia, but I'm from Argentina.
Okay.
So I already did a lot of reshuffling in my life, getting out of the comfort zone, and see what happened.
Wow.
And I think having to follow your heart and seek something, it gives you it gives you drive, and you can keep on going. And just to removing layers, opening up things. But I come to a conclusion that I use it as my lighthouse. It's like my light, that I fix everything around when things. And I think it's a good analogy to follow the light, like to fix that light. Whenever it's dark, whenever it's complicated, you just focus and come back to it. And it is quite simple. I think that love heals everyone, and our society, ourselves, and the planet. And to be able to give love, you have to love yourself first. And it's simple as that. And then what I see as human beings, right? That we have this limited amount of time to experience life
Yeah.
and love. And it's an incredible opportunity that we all have. We are like this cell, like we feel like you're alone, you're isolated, you're one cell, you're one thing, separate from everything, but you're not. You're just how to realize that you're part of a system, an organ, like some part, that is has to be healthy.
Yeah.
So if you love yourself, you focus on that light, focus like when things get difficult, focus on, again, in like improving yourself and love yourself, you're able to love everybody else. And if you are raising your energy and your light, other people can feel it and they don't feel alone, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We all have this immense love and light inside. We all have it.
Yes.
There's no human being, can see it in every single kid, in every human being. You can see that they carry that light, they carry that happiness, they carry that love.
Mm-hmm.
Unconditionally. We are all capable of that. Yeah. So if you come back to your inner child, if you peel all these layers, all the ego, all the persona that everybody built to themselves, and then you realize, okay, so I love myself. I start loving others because I have this extra that I can share. And when you start sharing...
Sorry. A lot of messages coming at the moment, so little noises, sorry.
No, that's okay. But then you start interconnecting with your community and with other people that vibrate the same way. And you're like, oh, like we can all come together and do things better. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just have to come together and understand that, yeah, we are not alone. Yes, we want better. Yes, we want to live a human life, not like live for a system. We need to come back to have power, but that doesn't come by destroying things. That doesn't come by word. It doesn't come. I think the real answer is like changing individually. Everyone has power. We are 8 billion people in the planet. So if you all start trying, we don't have to be there yet. But if we start trying, if you start like just opening a little bit your vision and help someone, you're helping yourself. Yeah. We are an organism. So if we have cancer right now in our planet, like in our society, it's our responsibility to look after that, to implement the change, to have a better, to consume what it makes us feel better, to connect with what makes us feel better. If you look at the human society, that's this living organism, and everybody's different. Mm-hmm. You have different complex systems and cells in your body, so everybody should do what makes them happy and what fulfill their mission. So if everybody is in their power by helping others, you don't need to be like someone important or move millions of people, but as long as you are this happy cell that is able to be part of their community and part of the system, we're all doing better thanks to that.
No, so, it's true. My 19-year-old daughter, she's very empathic. She feels a lot of energy and she absorbs a lot, but she resonates at a frequency that I would say is just beyond the normal person. She attracts animals to her. She has kids that come up to her all the time. And in fact, today in my backyard, we had a little bird that fell from the tree. And our dogs had gone outside to the backyard and realized that the dogs were trying to get to this little baby bird. And she collected the bird and put it in a little bucket, found it back to its parent, the mom and dad bird. And we've been watching it just a little bit. But she's that type of kid that just everything is attracted to her. Everything wants to be around her. And so I've started noticing that just even different people attract certain types of people. And seeing, just smiling at somebody makes somebody's day different. So realizing that, we're radiating at a frequency that has just been a little bit more aware of for me lately. So it's kind of cool. But
so that was my kind of exactly, like observing how much beauty there is around, the act of kindness, because it's okay. Like, going through also difficult times is actually a challenge, a test, or something that it comes your way, so you're able to, grow, to raise the bar, to become stronger, to have more, to become more wise. Like, we all have to grow up, and at some point we're gonna have a heart broken for one reason or another, and that is part of like being alive. Like, don't you prefer to die and know that you try and give your best? I think it's very interesting, like, even to listen to old people, what they have to say about what they experience, what the parts that they love the most when they were younger, they have all the energy, and how also powerful it is to observe everything, because at the end of the day, when your body is stripped from all their youth, the thing that you carry that you can still give is your wisdom. And I think, like, coming back also, I want to become an old person if I reach that time. And I want to be wise, and I want to guide my daughter and their kids, and then be able to, like, give them kind of like all those learnings to them, not to protect them, but for them to elevate themselves when, they have their own challenges, because that's life.
Yeah. Was there a moment for you that kind of started this realization, or kind of when you started understanding the difference of how loving things makes a big impact, or kind of was there an awakening moment for you? Or
there were different moments in life. I think the ones that awakened me the most from childhood are the traumatic ones. Okay. When you are a kid and you go through something really difficult, and suddenly that stays with you. Yeah. And you become either like repeat the pattern, or you even repeat the pattern when you're an adult, and you're like, no, that's not who I am. Those are the voices. This is what implanted in me. This was like what I experienced, but I don't have to. I have power within. And those moments were the ones that taught me to trust this inner light when there wasn't anyone around me to guide me. And then I follow, and the more I do, I find more magical things in this world, and I start reconnecting with my inner child again, because I believe that we all have that light, we all have that beautiful potential, but we just forget.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing for me on like the inner child stuff. I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot. We kind of struggled as kids for a long time, and my parents got divorced when I was 8 years old, and kind of life was rough for us for a little while. And then growing up, getting a job and kind of being responsible, I started providing for my kids in a way that we never had. And I thought that was how I was loving my kids, was giving them everything they wanted and taking them on vacations and buying the toys, and realized that I was not connecting with my girls in the way that they wanted to be loved. And that's part of what I've been going through, is kind of healing my own inner child and realizing that I was trying to love my kids in a way that I wanted to be loved. And now trying to revisit those connections with my girls and make the connections with how they want to be loved and how they want to be seen. So it's definitely been a process for me there too. It's kind of cool, but brings on a lot of emotions. I find myself crying all the time, trying to reconnect with them and realize that I've made a lot of mistakes. So it's definitely fun, but a learning process for sure. So.
And it takes a lot of, also be vulnerable is actually being very strong, because you give yourself the opportunity to see yourself in a different light, but also forgive yourself, like hug your inner child. Yeah. I have done it as well. And nothing, and the realization that nothing is a waste of time in this life. Not doing because at least you're trying, you're trying to give your best, you're trying to reach your kid. I also I made some mistakes with my own daughter, even if I want to do the best.
Yeah.
And then I realized stop, I analyze, I check, and it's fine. Like, you can make mistakes, but the important thing is like you have the opportunity to come back to them and pass that wisdom. Like, these are my mistakes. Try not to do it.
Yeah.
Because my parents didn't do that for me.
Oh, wow.
They just also lived that life, but they never removed the blind. Like, they were always like, continue with this persona, this ego, and they wouldn't be able to guide us correctly. So I was like a very young person trying to figure out by myself because I didn't know what to do next, And I thought like money is the right path because I have to secure myself. I have no one else to rely on. Mm-hmm. And then I was pursuing that. And also, I think my end goal was not having kids at all.
Okay.
Because I thought that was a horrible idea when I was very young. Why would someone want to bring kids into this world?
Yeah.
And then with time I realized, and by knowing friends, like I think surrounding yourself by other healthy, good people helped me, and it will help you and anyone to realize there are other options, there are other equations or formulas where people come together and they love each other and they help each other, and whatever situation was given to you in life is for you to pick up there and have a mirror and have contrast of what you want to do or what you don't want to pursue, what you want to repeat, what you don't want to repeat. It's like a mirror.
Yeah.
People mirror to you what you want to become. Some people are very lucky and they have family members that are like someone that they want to aspire to be, that they admire. Mm-hmm. It didn't happen to me, or I have some people that I admire in my family and they inspire me in some regards to become a better version of me. Nice. But mostly I think I found it in my friends. Even sometimes having a chat with a stranger, it really changed my life. So those moments, when you come to some realization. And yeah, so I guess that, I don't take life as granted. So, and I try to pursue one way, and I'm trying to pursue the other. I made a lot of mistakes, and then I found that forgiving myself, it was really important.
Nice. Yeah, and I've done the same. I've found a lot of, my parents not there in my life for most of the time, and being raised by my dad, who was kind of absent, I found a lot of comfort really just finding other people in my life, mentors that gave me advice on finances, that gave me advice on relationships or friendships or business. And so, yeah, I definitely had to do that myself by finding other people that could help me. So it's very cool to see the similarities in how a lot of people have kind of been raised and gone through life, just struggled and figured it out. And that's one thing that I've done, is just learned how to figure it out. So this is another one of those examples where something new has changed in my life, and all of a sudden I just got to figure out what's going on. So yeah, it's definitely been a fun little ride, but it's definitely increasing over the last couple of weeks. So just trying to learn what's happening, and I think a lot of people in the world are doing the same thing. I think there might be this, they call it the Great Awakening. I think there's a lot of people waking up to realizing that things are different and that we can control our environment, we can control what we're doing, and I think there's just a lot of people out there looking for help. So yeah,
I think that more than anything, human society, it feels like it's not designed for humans much. It's designed for consumerism.
Yeah. And
that is bringing the awakening.
Yeah.
Again, trauma, difficult moments are not bad, are just mirrors of, and they are the teachers. They are those moments that are going to shift, because we always have the power to choose. Just people are too busy, and the system keep us busy. So we forget that we actually have so much power. So again, individually, we're trying to heal, and you're going to find a lot of information and a lot of people's journey that match yours, because at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
We all want the same. You want love. You don't want war. No one wants war. No one wants to be told how life should be lived. We all want the best. We want to serve others. We want to be part of the community. We want to be part of something. We want to explore our passions, and we're all different. But at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we want the same. And we need each other. We need to live in society. Even people that think that are super self-sufficient. No one is everything. No one is a doctor and a farmer, and you can be so many things, but you can't be everything, because our human society is so rich. And that's the idea, that we all support each other, and we found the thing that inspires us. And from that point, we stand and we do our best to help each other, so we can live a beautiful life at the end of the day. And it's so short.
Yes.
It is so short. And every moment has to be appreciated and seized, and we don't know that, because we are, I think, thinking that we have to rush to become from children to adults, and to find the career, and to make the money, and to get the things, and to find something to show to others. But that's not the answer. The answer is just live a life where you can have the time to heal yourself, to work in what you love, help each other, and that already is changing the world. Because imagine when you were talking, sorry, I tend to talk a lot.
No, I love it. It's perfect. Because that was my whole idea with this, is I would like to collect other people's experiences and their stories, and let a lot of people learn from everybody else, not just me, but I feel there's a lot that I might understand and know, but there's a lot that I'm still learning. So I love the fact that you're sharing as much as you can.
When you mentioned that you wanted to see or take people on their journey, on the sea, and when they're on holidays, when they're connecting, when they have the space to enjoy, and you can see how they light up. You want more of that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that living in a perfect society, but imagine every day if we all make a little bit more of effort to help each other, and to be happy, and to support each other. You will get the same energy from a city, and not only from a holiday destination. And I think that will be the end goal, where people feel healthy and balanced in their lives, and they don't have to escape their lives.
Yeah, no, I think that would be amazing. I think a lot of people, because going on vacations all the time obviously spends a lot of money, and I think being able to have just that connection with people, and like I mentioned just the other day, I was shopping with my wife. We were at Costco and just getting groceries, and I slowed down enough to just pay attention to people around me, and realizing that just a smile to somebody and waiting for the engagement created conversations that I would have never had before. So I think it is. I think people are realizing that there's other people out there, and that not just engaging in somebody's conversation or a conversation with somebody just because they work at a certain place, but just because they're another person going through life, and that somebody's being seen. So it was kind of fun just acknowledging somebody else and having a conversation about their life, not their job. So it's fun. So.
So you didn't allow yourself to have these moments before? You were you feel like you were kind of engaged with only your vision of what was, the thing that you have to do next? Do you feel like now you're kind of lifting the veil,
it was
seeing things that
in the past I felt like I probably lived in a fight or flight mode for a long time, and my body was always kind of in anxiety, and I was always trying to plan for the future, and I was always wondering what the next step was. And I would never make a decision unless I knew what the outcome was going to be. And now it's just realizing that I can live in the moment and that it's okay to slow down. It's okay to have nothing to do or to just sit and watch the ocean or watch the stars. The other night, my daughter's home from college right now, and so she's home for the summer. And she calls it her side quest, just randomly wants to go do something fun. And it was 11 p.m. our time, and she wanted to go up. There's a little reservoir by our house that we go up and play on the water and take jet skis up there. And she just said, I just want to go up to the beach, and I want to go, it's a beach, but a little reservoir. But she's like, I just want to go up there and swim. It's 11 o'clock at night. And I told her, I said, I'm ready to go. Like, let's load up. We have a little, it's called the solo stove, a little small metal stove that you could create a fire in. And so let's take the solo stove up there and grab some firewood and have a little fire on the side of the water and just watch the stars. And being able to do that is something that I've never done before, because I was always worried about what the next day at work looks like and making sure everything was planned for being ready for the next meeting. And so I've just been able to truly slow down and enjoy each moment versus thinking about what's coming or rushing through what's happening so I can get to the next meeting or get to the next conversation or get to the next thing to do. So it's definitely allowed me to slow down a little bit too. So it's kind of fun. But
well, what you're doing now is kind of the more you work on you, and now that you reach out to so many people, you just keep on doing what, figure it out and finding and exploring, listen to others, draw your own conclusions, but also try to find, because you're going to find so much information. And I think that my main idea of reaching out to you when I messaged, it was just about to tell you, just focus yourself in a point, your family, love, finding yourself, finding your mission, Try to have that well-defined, meditate, find that space where you can define that. Because once you find your lighthouse, you can always come back to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to feel this just start. If you just started for you, you have so many things to explore, I feel. And you cannot, there are so many things to explore in life. And I can tell you some, if you want, you can go deep in the conspiracy theories of what is our human history. It has been shaped by the people that win to set our mind frame to what we should expect, how the Roman Empire should go, wow. We think that we have presidents, but we have all these companies we're basically ruled by a class of people, and we're not even the things that we have established. They don't work like that. We think that we live in a just system, but we are not. The rules that can be broken for someone has a lot of money, and we know that.
Yeah.
But it goes deep. It goes very deep. So we need to change those governments, but we only can do it by paying attention to what we want and start making a better community. Community has a lot of power, and that's where I come. I feel like everyone that start opening their eyes to what they want to pursue, you're already changing the world by being a good person and helping others and having a healthy family.
Yeah,
that's it. That already, that's what we need, just to come together. Then you can explore spirituality, and there are so many things in life that can affect you, and can you draw from that experience. Also elevate yourself and explore. You can go as deep as you want. You can explore where the chakras are and how to activate it. You can meditate and find out what you can discover from removing all these layers of ego, or all the things that we have built, or they have been implanted to us, that you should be the persona that you should be, and then finding what is inside. You can also, explore like those religions, and it's amazing how you can connect. I'm very good at connecting dots. I like to connect, find information, and see where is the common points, that you can then extract what is the essence, what is actually trying to tell me. What are people doing? What they are searching for? Why we're looking at the stars since the beginning of time? Why human beings are so sacred and so wonderful that we believe in God? Where is it? Is it outside? Is it inside? And you can go into that quest as well, and it's gonna be beneficial in every sense. Whatever you find in there, you can activate some things through plants.
Yes, that's what brought mine on was some plant medicine. So I think I had
plant medicine, but also find people that has wisdom that can use it as a medicine and not as a recreation.
Yes.
And how like you're guided and lived, and how you get that information. Those that work for you, maybe you don't need it.
Yeah.
Some people meditating, they find in these meditations what some others can only experience by taking something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need that medicine. You have to find out what it is there. And sometimes, it takes exploration. Have fun.
And that's what happened for me. I listening to a man that Daryl Enka, and he channels an entity named Bashar, and he talks about that they're teachers on the earth, right, and teachers that are here to help us understand things, and when the teachers taught the lesson, it's time to move on. And I had that. I chased kind of a feeling using plant medicine for a while, and then a moment happened last month where I just felt like I no longer needed that, and holding a higher vibration now naturally has been really fun. So it's definitely, I felt like I learned the lesson, and I was able to hear the message, and now it's kind of moving on without it. So I've definitely gone through that journey myself. So it was very enlightening.
And there's more, like, like, it's amazing. Whatever you find, like, just keep on searching, give it a go, try, with love, with respect.
Yes.
You find the way.
Awesome.
I think that's all I can say about the awakenings. Like, it has been a journey. And again, like, I know that you're recording everything. That I was like, should I say this or not? I think
you should, because that's what a lot of people are saying. They felt like they're not capable of stating something or talking to people without being understood. And I think a lot of people, once it's been said, they're comfortable, because most people, I think, have been through something very similar. So I wouldn't be scared of anything. If you're willing to share, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I think that everybody's shaped different, but when you go through hardship, I grew up in a country that have a lot of issues through their history. Like, Argentina is chaotic, but also it gives to the people a resilience, like a way of, like, if you talk to an Argentinian, there's nothing that they cannot do. If you don't have the tool, don't worry, we make it.
Yeah.
If there's no, like, you source things. Everybody's so resourceful, because there are sometimes in the country that there's so much lack of resources, but people become resourceful, and they help each other, and they're very community based. So I'm very grateful to have grown in a difficult environment sometimes, because my family was okay, then we fell out of grace, and we were like really bad. Like, it was really hard. In the sense of sometimes we were wondering if you're gonna eat tomorrow,
Wow.
And then that gave me, like, the understanding that everything that I can achieve myself with my hands. It's not gonna be given to me. And then with time, being a resourceful person, I try to, I realize I have enough. I have plenty. I can produce whatever I want. I can be wherever I want. And that's why I'm here now. And I think, like, that is a mindset. And that mindset comes from, you either copy your mirror, whatever you're looking at, society, your family, yourself. You either copy what is shown to you, or you overcome that, or you become the better version, or like the opposite. And I think that's what I wanted to do, from coming like, from a family that, my dad drink, or he did things that I don't feel that they were something that you should do for a family, He wasn't there for us when we need him. I think like finding someone that is reliable and has a good heart, and I can go through anything, and he's my rock, was a really healing. And I don't know if I was very lucky or I just attract that into my life when I was ready.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both.
Both. Yeah, I think so. I think that's, I've always had the saying, and I'm just good at remembering other people's quotes and sharing it, but the saying, says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I think there's a lot of that goes on in my life. Sometimes I've been the one helping other people, and at this moment I have a lot of people helping me. So I think it's that moment where I'm as the student in this time, and I have a lot of teachers appearing in my life to teach me new things and help me understand what's going on, and it's been very, very cool. So I definitely appreciate your time. So.
Yeah, and you're in an amazing position as well now, starting your new project, but this is a project, it's so enriching. I wish you all the best in this journey.
Thank you so much. And I truly appreciate your time, and I look forward to continuing conversations if that's something that comes in the future. So.
Yeah, like same. Yes. I'm gonna follow and let us know how things unfold. Like, I'm very happy. Yeah. And if you want, like, have a look at this is off the record. Have a look at my Instagram. I have some paintings there, and I'm doing some process through my paintings.
Yeah.
I have been very, very lucky because I'm an architect, but art has been what I really love and enjoy always. And I thought I will never feel realized in that part of my life, but I ended up working in a museum. And got some commission from my paintings, and I was like, I'm so lucky. And I feel like every time that I do something, I'm so lucky, and I'm so grateful as well.
That is very cool.
So,
well, keep following your passion.
Yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just follow your passion.
Yes, no, that's amazing. And so I'm definitely feeling like that's something I get to do at this moment, because that was the passion for me. I wanted to be involved in people's lives and be part of their memories, and it looks like I get to reach a little bit farther than just being part of people's vacations. So I definitely appreciate you. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you as well. I will come back to work now.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day. Great day for you. You're a day ahead of us. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye.